Alright, time for a new opponent. We want a die roll, gonna play first. This hand is a bit lackluster, but I think all in all a bit too good to mulligan. With double bolt and Goyf and the mana to cast both of them. It should be alright. Plus we have a lot of white sources to draw a third land for Relia and Path. Affinity this time, so we're getting pretty representative matchups. And against Affinity we can just run out a 0-1 Goyf freely. And then turn it on with Bolt on the next best artifact creature. Like Signal Pest. More Signal Pest, I see. And third one? Nope. Third time's not the charm today. Alright, so I think I'm gonna bolt the Volt Scourge. Probably gonna hold back on the fetch land for now, even though it grows the Goyf. Since we have a Renegade Rallier. Now we just get in for 3 and gonna wait with the bolt, I think. For potential plating and stuff. Which he might very well just drop here. Nope, Master of Ethereum. I guess that is fine. Just gonna bolt this and then next turn pass the Master. Alright. Now we can just fetch a white source. Shock ourselves. Renegade Rallier on the foothills. Play another and get in. Let's see if he's bad enough to block. He isn't. Then we just get an untapped Sacred Foundry and pass during the opponent's turn on the upkeep, I think. No, actually, might as well wait. Not thin out his deck and do it in combat so he can't activate Springleaf Drum. That's okay. Let's see how he's attacking. With both, alright. So what we're gonna do here is just pass the Master, since that's gonna reduce the damage by 2. And then the question is, do we want to pass the Signal Pest or not? Since he has 2 Nexus, and if we pass this, he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so it's like a 2-turn clock from Infect. So I think I'm just gonna wait for now and just take the damage. Plus the land might be relevant for like a Rallier or stuff. Or, for example, this guy. Alright. So this is looking fairly well for us right now. We'll just get to attack for 7 and have pass backup. Probably gonna pass the Signal Pest here if he attacks so we don't die to a Galvanic Blast. Okay, second plating, that's fine. That's alright. And that should be the win. Because I doubt he has a way to not die next turn to our attack. Once again, lots of removal seals the deal against these types of decks. Maybe we should trim one of the Affinity hate cards in the sideboard depending on how this goes, and play something that's like a bit more flexible and also good against Infect, because our Infect matchup seems worse now, Affinity matchup. Then again, Affinity is probably more relevant than Infect right now. I think I still want to bring these in. And since we don't want the Scapeshift combo here, we can just trim some of that stuff. Don't need this either. Alright, so I think even with Stony Silence this is fine because it blocks Edge Champion, which can be really annoying, and stops Ravager. Although we kind of have too many cards, I'm probably just gonna cut it. This is okay, but also has tension with our 1-drops and the Stony Silence, so probably leave that be. Given that he has Master of Ethereum, this gets even better, and it's still pretty it's like already pretty solid. And maybe cut back on step links a bit. Or maybe just on Geopede. I think cutting back on Geopede is decent. If we cut some lands and stuff. I think I like having one Ghost Quarter. Gonna cut a Stomping Ground. So we have a Ghost Quarter to fetch with Knight. And then submit. That looks pretty reasonable. Just turning into like a regular Zoo deck with a bunch of hate is probably the plan in this matchup, in like the faster matchups. Yep, gonna keep. Although, to be fair, we probably could have mulliganed because we have no sideboard cards, and all that matters is sideboard cards, kind of. Yeah, it was probably a bad keep now that I think about it. Like, decided to keep too quickly. Since we have no removal and no sideboard cards, we should have mulliganed to 6, especially on the draw. And like, hand cards don't matter as much in this matchup. All that matters is interaction. Hate and removal. And we have neither, so that was kind of bad. Gonna drop a Goyf here. Also, a bit unfortunate that we had to fetch, but not that big of a deal since Knight can enable Renegade Relia, which is another nice interaction. Can also easily block here, since everything he feeds to the Ravager is gonna grow the Tarmogoyf nicely. Ooh, that's annoying. Come on, removal, sideboard cards, anything? Nope. Not gonna happen. Alright, we're gonna attack first and then play a Knight. But this game is not looking too good because of my poor keep, so sorry about that. Alright. This Steel Overseer is gonna make us regret our keep. Yep, so is this Edge Champion in conjunction with the Steel Overseer and the Ravager. Yeah. We're just gonna lose this game pretty hard. So we're gonna drop a Knight and then play a Foundry and a Lynx and pass the turn. But yeah, we're just gonna die to Edge Champion probably this very turn. Can deal 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, 10, 11, yeah. We're just dead. plenty of damages. Should have not kept his hand. Like, against the average opponent, it's a kind of a great opening hand. Against Affinity, not so much post-sideboard. So that was definitely my bad. Alright, gonna play first again. This hand is much better. Best sideboard card in our opening hand. Great. And the mana to cast it. So I think I'm just gonna play a Foundry here for our pass. So we can decide whether we want to pass next turn or just Kasali. Probably Kasali, but why not keep our options open? This is the kind of perfect hand for our Shatterstorm. Just dump his hand and then we Shatterstorm and game is over. Plating. Alright. I actually think I'm just gonna play this guy. And then we can either pass the Ornithopter or even pass the Nacatl to ramp into our Shatterstorm, which might very well be the play. Because then the opponent has a Brinkman Nexus and that's all he has. Yep, now we definitely do it if he even kills it for us. That is perfect. So, gonna fetch a Plains. He might be a bit confused. Not sure if that's worth Shatterstorming yet though. Probably not. Probably not, so we just play Kasali and gonna use that to stall the Mem Knight and blow up the plating to make him commit more to the board. Like this. And this, yep. That's kinda perfect. Interesting attack. He's gonna eat that, and then we just gonna kill this so he doesn't get any stupid ideas with Ravager because we're gonna blow up his board anyway. And we just can fetch for a Stomping Ground, tapped. And then we just Shatterstorm his board. And then we can follow it up with the Stony Silence next turn. And then we have plenty of time to eventually find a threat. Not gonna play the land because of land 4. Might be useful, and we definitely don't want to fetch because of Renegade Relier. Alright. Now we can play one land and pass. So we're gonna take 2 Infect, I think. That's okay, that's not gonna do anything anymore. Alright. Some more land. Let's just hope we find anything at all so we don't die to like the Signal Pest beatdown. I think I'm gonna just pass the pest here to stem the bleeding because these two would otherwise deal 2 damage return, and we would take an additional infect per turn as well. So that's fine. Just need a threat. Come on! Like, jeez. This draw is getting a bit ridiculous. Yeah, now that he has an edge champion redraw Goyf, great. Would be pretty absurd if we still lose this game. Maybe we pulled the trigger on this Shadow Storm a bit too fast? Not sure. But without any like creature defense, we probably had to. Not sure why he didn't pump. Guess the additional signal pest. Yeah, we might just still lose this game. Because the pain of the pain that is edge champion. Yeah, we're just gonna lose the Nexus beatdown because we don't have enough of a clock. I wonder if we maybe should just like take out some of the beatdown creatures and keep the Scapeshift combo and just try to win with Scapeshift in this matchup. Just turn into like a Scapeshift control deck. Disrupting them with our sideboard cards to buy us time, because Scapeshift would be much better than a Tarmogoyf in this spot. So that's very possible that this is a better plan actually. We are just dead. That was kind of anticlimactic. Well, I mean, definitely through game 2. But yeah, we should definitely reconsider the sideboard plan against Affinity. Maybe taking out the Scapeshift combo is not the right way because of Edge Champion. Or we just need additional Shadow Storms because Stony Silence doesn't beat Edge Champion. It's kind of the typical problem that I usually run into with these Zoo type decks against Affinity. So yeah, maybe taking out Scapeshift was the wrong direction to go. And matchups like these, especially post-sideboard, make me reconsider wanting to force Scapeshift after all. Because just turning kind of into a more controlling Scapeshift deck seems pretty good in this matchup. Maybe. So, alright, yeah, that's it for the second match. Another close loss. This time, definitely my fault. See you in a moment with the final match.